Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. On this beautiful, beautiful Sunday, November the 30th, 2025. This is my third time actually trying to get this thing taped. Uh, been going through some technical difficulties. But hopefully we get it done this time. I wanted to do the first show. We're going to have two today. I want to do the first show on high school football. Alabama State high school football, which this coming week will be the state championships. And that's special to me. I never won one. Never ever won one. All my friends did. But state championship week is beautiful. It's always interesting. I talked to a buddy of mine, and we were reminiscing over the '88 state championships, and I realized something. I never played in the month of December at any level on any team I ever played for. Never played in the month of December. That's incredible. Out of all the years I played, I never played in the month of December. And I think that's the first time I ever realized that. During our little conversation, he did twice. Well, he went on to play with Samford University, so I think he played in a lot of December games, but I didn't. Anyway, my monologue this morning may be a little bit long. I just want to set the stage on how I feel about high school football, and then we're going to get into the matchups, the dates, which is next week. It'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think earlier that week they're going to have flag football competition, but I'm not really into that. We do the helmets and shoulder pads here, so we're going to get into that, and then we're going to wrap it up and get ready to start the second show, which will be dedicated to SEC and college football coming out of the weekend of rivalries. Now, there was rivalries all over the country, but I'm necessarily going to concentrate on SEC rivalries and a few outside of the SEC, and we'll get to that. But as of right now, let me start with high school football. This week will be coming up week will be the state championships. In Alabama, small town high school football is very special. I can't speak that for any other state other than Texas. Texas, small town high school football is very special. There was a point, there was a time when I could tell you a little bit about each and every high school in the state of Alabama. Not so these days. Things has changed. You have more schools, Christian and Catholic schools, and made-up schools. But in small town Alabama, a lot of stuff has not changed. And that's why a lot of these teams will be very recognizable because over time, things just hasn't changed. Um, on Wednesday, you have the 7A state championship between Thompson and Opelika. Two very recognizable teams. Thompson is known nationally because they go to other states and play other high schools on that scale. Not sure about Opelika, but I'm pretty sure that they do go outside of the state of Alabama and play. I apologize. I have a sinus infection and my nose is just running to death. They will play on Wednesday, and I'm not really familiar with either team. I watched a little bit of tape on Thompson. I haven't watched anything on Opelika, anything. So I can't tell you pretty much anything about that game. I did know Thompson. I watched them against Clay Chalkville, and that was a good game. Clay Chalkford will be the 6A state champion this year. Best team in the state of Alabama, in my opinion. But Thompson went down to Clay Chalkford. But not sure if there's any other high school program in the state of Alabama that will or that can compete with Thompson. And that game will be Wednesday. And now Thursday, you have 3 games. You have the 1A, the 3A, and the 5A. Let's start with the 1A. I watched the game Friday night, Watley, which is right down the road. They look very good. They got this cat. He's 6'4", 225. Full beard, man-child. Incredible, incredible. He and one other guy pretty much carry that team. And they play Maplesville. I watched a little bit of Maplesville. I just don't make Maplesville. I don't think they have a chance. Watley is a pretty good program, looking pretty good, and I think they will be your 1A state champions. Wish both teams luck, but I do think Watley will come out of that as champions. The first game on Thursday will be 3A Bayside against Morris Hill. Not familiar with either. Just watched a little bit of tape. And Bayside looks good. Morris Hill looks competent. But honestly, may the best team win. I don't have an opinion which way or another on who I think will win this game. But Bayside looks good. I just put it to you like that. Also on Thursday, the final game will be the 5A state championship game. It'll be Viger and Moody. Now, this game means a tad bit more to me. Moody's just right down the road. I got a few friends from Moody and the Moody and Leeds area. You know, for a while there, Leeds was the talked about team in the area, out of that St. Clair County area. And now is Moody, if I'm not mistaken. Moody is the defending state champions. They look really good. They actually beat some 6A powerhouses early in the season, and I mean mollywopped them, straight mollywop. So I'm not familiar with Viger. Just watched a little bit of tape. I don't think they're gonna have the talent to overcome Moody. If everybody's healthy, Moody will be your 5A state champions. So as a recap for Thursday, the first game will be 3A, Bayside against Morris Hill. The second game will be 1A, Watley against Maplesville. And the final game on Thursday will be your 5A, Moody against versus Viger. That's going to be a wonderful day. Not saying Wednesday the 7A state championship won't be. I'm looking forward to 2 area teams, Moody and Watley, playing in the state championship. And let's go on to Friday. The first game will be 4A, Jackson against Anniston. Now, Anniston is just right down the road, a hop and a skip. Grew up with a lot of guys in Anniston, a lot of guys. So I am probably more familiar with Anniston than I am with any other program that will be competing for the state championship. And I do apologize. My sinus infection is killing me. Anniston, it looks really good. Their coach, Rico Jackson, he's got all kind of accolades this year, Coach of the Year awards, and he deserves it. But I will say this: I watched Jackson Friday night as well, and Anniston and Jackson, more than any other 2 teams on this list, mirror each other. They are exactly alike. I can't wait. I can't wait. I think it'll be a morning game, so hopefully both of these teams will be rested and be ready to play, because I want to see 2 teams that are equal. One team that I like, Anniston. It's just right down the road, like I said. Jackson, I think, is out of South Alabama. I want to say Mobile area. I might be wrong on that, but I watched them and I watched Anderson. I'm like, wow, you know, these teams are exactly alike. Um, and this is probably one of the best Anderson teams I've seen since the '89 team, minus the quarterback position. Steve Christopher back in '89, he was bigger, taller, and had an arm. When this guy, this young man that's going to be playing in the state championship game, he's more speed, um, more flex than Steve was. And I think with what he has around him, that fits his team better. You know, back when Steve played, you had 3 or 4 wide receivers that are all state. So all you had to do was use your arm, man. You didn't have to do much use your legs. But I'm looking forward to that game. Anderson and Jackson on Friday. The second game, 2A, will be Coosa Christian and Lynette. I had a classmate. Her son played with Coosa Christian for a couple of years. I haven't heard much. I don't know if he's still there. May have graduated. But I have watched Coosa Christian over the past few years. Unfortunately, these kids. Her son got caught up in that COVID mess, and nobody was going to school, or they didn't want kids to go to school. Blah blah blah. Um, and I hate it for them. We can't change history. But this Coosa Christian team looks good. Looks real good. Don't know much about Lynette. They in the state championship, so obviously, they're pretty doggone good. But notwithstanding, I'm gonna say Coosa Christian probably pull this out. I'm hoping anyway. I am pulling for them. I wish all the teams luck, but I am going to pull for Coosa Christian in this one. And the final game on Friday will be 6A. And this game probably has the top team in the state of Alabama in Clay Chalk. No other team in this state, in my opinion, can beat Clay Chalk at any level. There's not too many teams outside of the state of Alabama that can beat Clay Chalk. I saw my own eyes. So we went down there, I want to say 6th, 7th week of the season. Beautiful facilities, and they are expanding. In 2 years will be the next time I go down there. I hope and pray it's complete because, oh my God, they're going to match some of these colleges, universities, stadiums once they're done. It's going to be incredible, and I can't wait. But we went down there, and I'm gonna tell you something. On both sides of the ball, there's gonna be a lot of these young men playing on Saturdays. A lot of them. They look complete, offensively and defensively. Up front in the linebacker position, they're just incredible. And they'll be playing Maryland, which I haven't seen much on Maryland. I did watch a little tape from last year. I think that Maryland played Parker last year in the 6A state championship, and Parker beat them. I'm gonna watch a little bit of tape this year, and I just don't see them competing with Clay Chalk. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. Clay Chalkville is the best team in the state, and I can't wait. The week starts out with, I think, flag football state championships. I'm not into that. I'm only into the shoulder pads with helmets. But if you are into it, check them out. All games will be broadcast on PBS, public broadcasting. And if you have cable like I do, it's Channel 10 out of Mount Cheehaw. If you don't have cable, you stream and all that, I don't know what to tell you. If you're interested in watching the games, I'm not into the streaming thing. There might be a way. I'm just not sure. But I do know for you guys who are living in the dinosaur age like me, it'll be on Channel 10 PBS starting, I want to say Monday, with the flag football. And Wednesday will be the first game of the helmets and shoulder pads. So we're going to wrap it up. With that said, stay tuned. In an hour or so, we're going to do the college football show. And looking forward to that. But I felt that the high school deserved their own show. These young men practice hard, play hard, and they deserve to be recognized on what they do. So support your local team, support your high school, and support these guys next week if you can watch them. As always, be blessed, and we'll be right back. It's not the end of the day. This was a great football weekend, and we're going to keep this going with the college. So I'll see you in a few. 2, 1, see ya.